years, and a second strike has been conducted against Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon, with thousands of walkie-talkies detonating this morning. The update follows Tuesday's story about thousands of pagers that exploded in Lebanon and Syria. They were reportedly detonated by a message that appeared to come from the leader of the Iranian-backed terror group Hezbollah. According to the New York Times, Israel was behind the operation that Lebanon's health minister says killed 12 people and injured more than 2,700 others. The Times report cites American and other officials with knowledge of that operation, saying it was carried out by implanting, that is, a small amount of explosive material next to the battery in a new shipment of pagers ordered by Hezbollah from Taiwan. A switch was also installed to allow for a remote detonation, which occurred when the message was received, prompting that battery to overheat and ignite those explosives. Reports indicate earlier this year, Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, limited the use of cell phones after determining they were vulnerable to Israeli surveillance. Along with the thousands of injuries the exploding pagers caused, their destruction has also seriously limited the terror group's ability to communicate among one another. Greg.
Let's find out more about Israel's plan after the massive beeper attack in Lebanon and get an update on the war in Gaza from ILTV and Israel 365's Steve Leibowitz.
Following the mass beeper attack, Defense Minister Gallant and IDF Chief of Staff Halevi held a security assessment amid the expectation that Hezbollah would try to retaliate. There were no changes in the Home Front Command security guidelines. The assessment in the IDF is that right now is the closest Israel has been to a full-scale war with Hezbollah since October 7th. Sources say that the long-considered major IDF land operation in Lebanon could be very close. Earlier this week, Defense Minister Gallant said that the chance for a diplomatic solution with Hezbollah is running out. War in Gaza, day 348. The IDF announced the names of 4 soldiers killed while fighting in Rafah in southern Gaza. They are Captain Daniel Tof, age 23, a deputy company commander in the Givati Brigade from Moreshet; Staff Sergeant Amit Bakri, age 21, of the Givati Brigade from Yoshivia; Staff Sergeant Dotan Shimon, 21, of the Givati Brigade from Elazar; and Staff Sergeant Agam Naim, 20, a paramedic from Mishmarot. Naim is the first female soldier to be killed during the IDF's ground offensive against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Steve Leibowitz for ILTV and Victory News.
And may their memory be great. Let's talk with the president of wallbuilders.com, co-author of the American Story Victory News contributor, Tim Barton. Tim, welcome to Victory News.
Thanks, Greg. Good to be with you.
All right. Jerusalem Post is reporting Lebanese media is claiming another round of explosions throughout the country today. It's killed 3, injured many more. The Post says it is the second consecutive day of potential sabotage and explosions of devices in Lebanon. Russia, Jordan, and Turkey are saying Israel has pushed the Middle East to the brink of regional war. So what is your thoughts about this? Israel allegedly conducting a counter-assault?
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit like a bully at a school who's picking on a kid, and then the kid turns around and takes a swing at the bully, and the bully's like, oh, you want to fight? Well, what have you been doing the whole time? Hezbollah's been firing rockets into Israel for, I mean, maybe countless years as Israel's had to deal with this kind of stuff from these different terrorists, and not just Hezbollah, but so many of these nations where there are Muslim extremists that want to see Israel annihilated. Israel has every right to defend herself. This would be no different in America than if we had nations that were firing rockets at us and we did some kind of very strategic response, which, of course, the U.S. Intelligence officials are now saying that Israel's the one behind some of these pagers or the walkie-talkies. Well, this is also a brilliant strategy that they were able to target the pagers that were going to Hezbollah members. So when we talk about even the way that nations respond, if Israel were to just start firing rockets back, which is what's happening to them, rockets are coming into them. Well, they did a very precise strike, something that would only target some of those Hezbollah leaders or Hezbollah members, because it's only the pagers and walkie-talkies used by those individuals. So Israel has every right to defend herself, and she did it in a very ethical manner to not injure and harm civilians.
That's a very good point. If you had that pager, you're probably not one of the good guys.